I'm back. Man, happy Saturday. Smelling good? Ah, time for ombre. I'm about to go probably around maybe 25 minutes live. If you've come into the channel, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification. We got Alphon in the house. Good morning. Let me know where you're tuning in from. What part of the world? As you guys know, I like to get my day started. Nice, fresh, smelling good energy drink because I'm gonna hit the gym up after here. Topic of the room today is this thing called RAM. If you guys are old enough to remember that term, back in the 80s, when we were first introduced to computers, what we have, math blasters, the Oregon Trail. This is when Apple computers was at the dawn of its time. It probably was a little bit earlier, but sometime when I was growing up, around 86, 87, that's when we were introduced to these terms in computers, the RAM or the ROM. And we're going to talk about how that actually applies to music and learning. And we're actually going to talk about it with a piece that I'm learning. So the term RAM means random access memory. Random access memory. And to give you a proper definition of it, we're going to talk about it in the terms of computers. RAM in computers. RAM in computers is a definition. Random access memory is a computer's high-speed, volatile, short-term memory used to store data for active applications in operating systems. So the RAM is right here. Got a big head. The RAM is right here again. I'm gonna read that again. Random access memory, the term RAM, is a computer's high-speed, volatile, meaning up and down, short-term memory used to store data for active applications and operating systems. How does this apply to music? Name any of the pieces that you know by heart. And we also have a term called ROM. I need to set this on the charger. ROM in computers. Now, ROM is read-only memory. ROM is a non-volatile primary storage medium in computers that retains data even when powered off. So we actually have, our brain both has short-term, we both have short-term, and we both have long-term memory. Excuse me. So when it comes to memorizing songs, I'm using my short-term and my long-term memory. When I'm forgetting my songs at the same time, and we're talking about songs that I've played over and over again, that's RAM right there. Some of my favorite pieces that I don't forget, that's ROM. I wonder what hemispheres of the brain that we're using to access those things. So how does that apply to learning music? We're gonna walk over to the said pianos. I think I need to power one of these down. I know that Guitar Center likes to keep these plugged up, powered up. Give me 1 second here. Good to power your keyboards down every now and then. But how does that apply to you learning new pieces of music? And we're gonna go over this piece that I'm becoming obsessed over, called "Easy to Love." And the first thing that I noticed when I was finishing this song is that it's in the key of G, or the scale of G. You got 1 sharp. Let's do that again. So we got this song in the key of G. We have 1 sharp in this song. That's the first thing that we're noticing about this song. When it comes to RAM in this song, short-term memory, even though I'm reading the piece, I'm trying to access that memory. And the reason why I'm trying to access using that memory is because this song, if you look at the previous videos, we were talking about the difference between interpretations and interpolations of music. Those are 2 different words. With this song, there are different interpolations. There's many different interpolations of the music. And because there's many different interpolations of the music, you've got to kind of add your own feeling into the song. We had Billie Holiday sing this song. We've had Cole Porter play this song. This song was actually in a movie called Born to Dance. And because this is kind of like the weird thing is because this song isn't a song of our modern era, it's kind of I'm not gonna say it's a challenge to play, but they have that 1930s feel to the song. Let me see when this song came out. Don't know why I keep powering down my other phone. It's a habit now, just to conserve memory, but it has that kind of old. See, it has that kind of old feel to it. And when we talk about RAM versus ROM, Dylan, how you doing? Good morning, sir. When we talk about accessing that RAM, there's a reason why I want to do that. Because this song, number one, is an old song. So if we say, let's say if we were taking a song kind of how this is going to work with improvisation. See if we can throw something into it. Stuck. Can we improv it right there? So let's see. Now I'm accessing RAM and ROM. I'm accessing ROM. See if I can kind of. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually blending two songs together. I'm actually blending two songs together. Good morning. And I'm accessing both of my RAM, my read-only memory or read access memory, and my ROM, my long-term memory. The reason why I'm doing that with this song is, let's see, I'm going to say fair use again. Let's say fair use on this. Let me see. See if you guys can hear this song. Billie Holiday, Easy to Love. You guys can kind of hear this song. Got different tempos. Let me see. We got a whole bunch of improvisations on this, depending on who's playing it. Oh yeah, 5:22 in Montana. So you're on Mountain Time. So easy to idolize. So you know that the song kind of has that old feeling to it. Then you never know. So when you have that old feeling to the song, it's kind of like, okay, how can I take this song and apply it? Let me give my own interpretation and interpolation of that song, and it's gonna take this thing called RAM, random access memory. And here's the thing, maybe if I want to take it higher, because I'm trying to get a feeling out of this song. Let me see. No. Before I can do that, let me see. And here's the weird thing about this song. I got a weird obsession with it, because it's not one of those songs to play. You dig? It's not one of those songs to play. It's kind of like one of those songs that I don't want to. It's not one of those songs to play. It really is a song where it's kind of got to grow on me. I got to put myself in a state of like I'm sitting down in a lounge, an old saloon, for the lack of a better term, trying to extract this song. Idolize. I kind of come up with it. Oh, so, and here's the thing, I think I might have to add my own ad libs to this piece of song. and a C. I'm sorry. So there's kind of a it's kind of a bunch of ad libs that I've got to add to this song. Crazy, crazy. But going back to the topic at hand, um, random access memory. The reason why it is important, especially for pieces like this, short-term memory, and then I want to throw in the ROM. I want to throw in the ROM, computers and music. Long-term, short-term, long-term. I want to throw in the ROM for the improvisation of the music. But as far as the short-term goes, that random access memory is where I want to read 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to probably perfect four bars going up to the fifth bar. And that's so that I can add my own emotion into the song. That will allow me to possibly bam. Tastes good when you getting off the sugar kick. That will allow me to possibly let me see. Let that melody sing. And I'm wondering if I'm stuttering too much while playing this piece. So I'm again accessing my random access memory. Topic of the room. That is what I'm accessing in order to get through to this piece. If you guys are looking at me struggling with this piece, again, let's define the term. Random access memory when it comes to computers is a computer's high speed volatile, meaning that, yeah, he's going kind of left to right. Short-term memory used to store data for active applications and operating system. The brain is a computer. See, and I need to figure out how she's saying idolize. Hold on for 1 second. So easy to love, so easy to idolize. So if I can get that dialed in, if I can get that, it's kind of, let's get that tempo going for a second. Find out. So I'm getting a beat, probably somewhere around a BPM somewhere around 16. Give me 1 second. Easy to Love, Billie Holiday, beats per minute.
The Billie Holiday song Easy to
Jeez.
Love typically has a tempo of around 145 beats per minute,
Wow.
which is based on musical databases. It's known for its swing style, a characteristic of her music from the 1930s and
So
1940s.
here's the thing. So I'm getting a couple things about this piece that I'm going to apply to the random access memory in my brain. So first of all is the BPM. So I thought it was 116. They're taking it somewhere at 145. Let's see what that sounds like. So the killer part is playing that. Ah. that that is going to take a second to build up to. That definitely is going to take a second to build up to 145 BPM. So if I wanna cut that in half, where are we at 90 something? 145 divided by I'm gonna get this song, guys. As much, and here's the killer part. I don't even like this song. I didn't like Irabism. I didn't like that song. A lot of songs that 145 divided by 2, 72.5. My math is off. So if you want to actually learn this song, we should be taking it all the way down to 70. Let's go halftime. Let's see what that sounds like. So here's the thing, when you're learning this piece, I know this is going to suck. Like I was telling my music student yesterday, I'm making them play. I'm making him play that song. If I take off learning a new piece of song, guys, mid giving these lives, just be like, yo, focus, Jay, focus. Anyway, yeah, if I start taking off learning or creating right in front of you guys, which is what I do, snap your fingers, say focus, Jay. Get back to the RAM. Get back to the point of the video. Get back to the point of the video. So the reason why, when we start talking about RAM and the random access memory, is that we got to learn the song. We've got to learn the song. So you guys have seen me pull up an old video of Billie Holiday singing the song. You've seen me get to the BPM of the song, which was very fast. It was swing style music. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You. So I can't even sing it. I can't even sing it. I need yeah, if Amy Winehouse, Sunnyfield, California, man, hit that like button right there for me. Indiana, not California. I don't know why I call you California, Indiana. Yeah, if Amy, this song would be a song kind of up Amy Winehouse's alley. Got that swing feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see if I. Here's the thing: if I can't get the, let me see. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the wrong piano playing number 2. I could hear it. Get out of here. Get out the live pop. But yeah, when we talk about when we talk about the random access memory and how that applies to music, it applies to you learning pieces. It applies to you learning the pieces and how effectively you're going to learn the pieces of the music. So I'll be, if I want to probably take it to, and here's the thing, as I get to the song, I'm gonna have to do that. Get ready for that chord change. Let me see again. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to kind of Chick Corea doing it as well. So I'm gonna listen to different versions of this song, and I'm gonna apply that both to my random access memory and also my rhyme. I'm gonna internalize this piece so that the next time I sit down and practice this piece, keyword being practice, next time I sit down and practice this piece, I'll be able, and the weird part is I played the whole song yesterday. I really did. Didn't play it painstakingly. I took time and played the piece. Took time and played the piece of song. So let's do a little bit of warming up real quick. See if I can. I wonder what time is it right now. 4:38. I'll keep this going probably to about 5. Like that. Okay, let's try that again. So I want to give this piece to you guys unadulterated. We got Robbie. Hello from Australia, the land down under. How you doing? What time is it there? I'm trying to see, and here's the thing. Let's see. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. 10:40 p.m. at Saturday. Okay, you just came across the channel, man. Thank you. If you did, give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a thumb. Oh, you subscribed. Okay, cool, man. I appreciate that. We're talking about, if you've just come into the room, I know it's kind of late for you. RAM. What music and computers have in common. And oh, you're a writer. Okay. Okay, what type of music do you like to write? And when you say, oh, matter of fact, what type of writer are you? Let's go there. Ballads, ballads, ballads. Okay. I like ballads. I like ballads. I'm working on this piece. I'm working on this piece. It's not necessarily a ballad. It's an old piece called "Easy to Love," and it's by a writer called Cole Porter, going all the way back to 1936. If you write if you write ballads, do me a favor. Name some of your inspirations. Let's start right there. This is good, guys. And we're gonna talk about how this applies to um, RAM, random access memory and music. So when we start talking about he writes ballads. So it's like when I started playing this piece, it was a swing piece, and everybody knows that a swing piece isn't a ballad, but I was playing it like it was a ballad. Go figure, right? So I had to figure out exactly kind of when you're writing ballads of a song, there's a certain emotion that you emit inside the piece. If you've ever seen, I think the one of the greatest film scores out there, I'm gonna say to this day, Hugh Jackman, also a fellow Australian, one of the greatest scores that I really enjoyed was or is The Greatest Showman. Amazing piece of work. I'm just gonna leave that right there. Amazing piece of work, full of ballads. It's pretty good. But it's kind of like when I'm trying to get pieces going. And if you're talking about writing ballads, it's like, okay, I like David Foster's work too. David Foster, Whitney Houston. Hold on for 1 second. If What songs did David Foster write for Whitney Houston? Let me see.
David Foster co-wrote I
I
Have
have
Nothing
nothing.
with Linda Thompson, which
Ha
was released in 1993. He also collaborated on and produced Whitney Houston's version of I Will Always.
Aha! I got we have. I enjoy when I get somebody that that knows music. Thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for coming to the channel. When we I'm not a musician. I don't consider myself to be a musician in any sort of form or fashion. I just really enjoy playing music. But when it comes to I used to work for Sony. Okay. Okay, Sony Music Group. Yeah, yeah, very interesting, very interesting story about how Michael Jackson owned half of Sony, but that's for a different topic of the conversation. Thank you, sir. So we have a gentleman aboard, Robbie. He writes ballads. I too, I mean, and here's the thing about writing ballads. Um, Robbie, do you know of Dan Hill? Dan Hill. I mean, if you're a ballad writer, I don't know if we're from the same era, but sometimes when we write ballads, they come from a place of freaking pain. Dan Hill wrote a song called "Sometimes When We Touch. And when I say, man, that song, the arpeggiation of the keys, the arrangement, and I believe he's from, I believe is he from Canada, maybe if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, yeah. When we talk about music playing in general, it's like when I even sit down and touch the keys because I'm more of a feeling player. I'm more of an R&B player. When I approach the music, when I approach the music, I approach my music from a ballad standpoint. You know, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, a ballad writer, he had to actually learn how to play different upbeat types of music. But I definitely love approaching my music from a ballad point. I mean, you can talk to my wife. I'm sitting there always in a creation mode of songs. I told her one day, I said, "You got to hurt me so I can so I can come out with a classic hit." But man, Robbie, thank you again for subscribing to the channel. Ram when it comes to music. When it comes to music, and Robbie, you and I both know this. Sometimes, even though this song is commanding that we play it first, second, within the second octave, in order to get the feeling out of a song, you two probably like me might like to take it up just a step higher. So we're gonna go from 1, 2. I'm gonna start just at the third octave. You know, just to, you know, when you move that song up an octave, you get a different feeling out of the song. I thought we had forever like the river. I had a time for a dream. Man, okay, that's cool, man. I like those lyrics. That's you, Robbie. That's you. I like those lyrics. See, I got to do something with that C7. That B minor 7. Wrong key. Let's go up a little bit higher. Anyway, I'm gonna head out to the gym. Art of a Song I wrote. I like that. NG. That song, man. You gonna keep me going a little bit longer. When you wrote that song in G, I want to know what feeling. I'm Robbie3252. I'm gonna take a look if you got any music tips on your channel. I'm gonna look at that. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Boom. Boom. Not yet, but I'll take that down. Song that I wrote in G. What's the tempo of that song? I wanna actually hear that. And here's the thing, Robbie. Do you do any? Here's the weird thing. Okay, songwriter, right? Here's the crazy part. Do you do any singing? Like people ask me, they said, "Do you sing?" And I say, I can sing enough of a song to tell you how how the song should be sung. Craziest thing. Robbie, you also probably are familiar with Steve Porcaro of Toto. Ooh, I like that. That was an accident right there. No, can't sing. I use AI. I can't sing either. I can't sing either. Singers really amaze me, but I can sing. I'm not gonna say I can't sing. Some of the greatest producers, Kirk Franklin. I know you know who Kirk Franklin is. Kirk Franklin can't sing a lick. That is why he's a DJ, but he has written some of the greatest music. I'm kind of like, I would sit there and be like, yeah, 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 I can't sing, but I can tell you how to write a song, and what chord changes we want to use. I made a guy called John Bettis. John Bettis, wasn't I playing something by him? Let me see. That name sounds familiar. Okay. John Bettis. Yeah, was he part of Human Nature? Annabelle Wish. That name sounds familiar. John Bettis, when you tell me that you love me. Net worth. Okay, hold on. Let me see. It's in Yeah, John Bettis. Wait. I'm trying to. John Bettis, original artist Diana Ross. John Bettis. I'm trying to think of a top song that he wrote that I was sitting down to play. When you tell me that you love me. Hold on, let's find out. When you tell me that you love me, John Bettis.
You tell me that you love me, John Battis.
Let me see. It's not the one I'm looking for. Yeah, he wrote heaps of. Yeah, he did. That's the reason why the name rings a bell. He wrote One Moment in Time for Whitney. But there's one song. Oh, let me see. Westlife. Let me think. I'm gonna say fair use for this, guys, on YouTube. I can't play too much of it, but I already like the chord structure of it. Carpenters, yeah, Carpenters. That's good stuff right there as well. Random operating memory, guys. We use it in music because it helps us to learn a song, and I'm using it right now. Where we going with it? Where we going with it? Help me. And here's the thing. I want to play this strong straightforward. Robbie, we're like because you're a ballad writer, so that means that we add a lot of filling into our pieces. And it's this piece right here, this C7. I think I like to start right there. I think I like to start there. Robbie, have you ever taken a part of a song? So like this song, Easy to Love. Have you ever just found like 2 bars of a song, and kind of like see if we can go here. Just started building a whole different song off of 2 bars from a piece that you were playing. Let's see if we got the. Let me see. I see it, and this is the thing. I can get stuck here. I can get stuck here in music land and miss a day of work because our brains start going completely in a creative fashion. Like I was like, well, I really kind of like if we take this, in essence, it is a. Let me see. We take the. Let's go here. Let me see. Because we can start hearing different chords from the song. So we can go to. Anyway, Robbie, it's been nice chatting with you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna try to do this. I said this before, 2 times a day, but with my regular schedule. Man, I started off throwing out a second episode. Greasy fingers. I need to get on beat. Let's start a little bit higher. Anyway, guys, have a good Saturday. Same here. I'm going to follow you, Jay. Got the bell icon on if you come in. Man, thank you for the support. And let's keep this support going. Let's keep these good topics going. Again, the topic of the room today was random access memory and how that applies to our music playing. So it helps us remember these pieces that we're playing. Anyway, when I'm at the gym and when I'm not thinking about it and I go take a nap, when I go take a nap, I'm gonna remember this song in my sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up and play it. So my RAM is gonna access my ROM doing my REM sleep. So we got the RAM to the ROM to the REM sleep to the wake up and apply that to playing. I think I like that right there. RAM, ROM, REM, wake up, and then we start playing the song. Hey, Robbie, you have a good day. Everybody that saw this live, you guys have a good day. I'm gonna go hit the gym up now for about an hour, and then I'm gonna head to work. Head to them pools. And peace, guys, and thank you.